welcome to EntrepreNINES. I'm John Wist.
And I'm Bonni Mace. We are two Enneagram 9s who took the big leap into the world of entrepreneurship at a similar time. And this podcast is a space where we are inviting you to laugh and learn with us as we work to build businesses with soul. Episode 10.
Woohoo! 10.
We keep talking up number 10.
We do.
So
we should celebrate it.
this is a celebration because we made it to 10 episodes.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to say that it felt a little bit easier than the last time we did a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've paced ourselves.
We have paced ourselves. We've done well with our scheduling.
We have. And we've made it just more realistic and doable for our current season. So I feel good about that.
Yeah. And you, listener, have made it to episode 10.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around.
We appreciate you.
Oh, man. I think it has been, I will say, it has been kind of encouraging to start to hear from a couple people.
Yeah.
That they enjoy it, which is great.
Yeah.
So I think we would do it anyways because we just like doing it.
Yeah.
But
it's good for me.
Also, yeah, we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's just nice to hear some feedback.
Yeah. So. Thank you. Podcasting is very much a one-way street as far as the conversation goes.
Yeah.
And so please do reach out. And if you don't know how to get to us personally, because I guess that's probably who you're hearing from too, is people who have your phone number and are texting you about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same, but if you're not a person like that, we'd still love to hear from you.
Yeah. And we, on our anchor page, you can do a voicemail. So
yeah. Ooh, okay.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So
we're talking about our favorite this week.
Struggle is real.
Yeah. And stuff we love. So you can leave us a voice memo.
Yeah. And tell us.
Yeah. Which one do we want to hear from? About either?
I say both.
Yeah.
Why not? Because
it'd be fun. Struggle.
It'd be fun to share in the next time we do this.
Oh my gosh. Guys, we're on the ball flying.
Yeah.
You share your struggle or the stuff you love. We'll throw a few in the next Struggle is Real episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
John says he's up for the editing.
I'm up for it. I can make it happen.
I just pressured him into it.
We could still do it live. We could still do it live.
Oh, he's full of tricks.
Yeah. You can make it happen. I can do that. Which, by the way, okay, I'm going to nerd out for a hot second.
Please.
No, I'm going to save it for stuff we love. I'm going to save it. I'll save it because we're doing stuff we love. I just thought of a new one.
Oh, he thought of a new stuff he loves.
Okay, but it'll be a nerdy one. So
it's going to be.
Just prepare yourself.
Well, we have some nerds here, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
So. Everybody loves nerding.
Everybody loves nerdy. Okay, so
Anchor FM/EntrepreNINES.
There you go.
Share your struggle or the thing you love. And now we're going to talk about those things for us right now.
Yeah, the things we're struggling with first. Because we always like to end on a high note.
It's true. It's the optimist part of our 9ness.
Of things we love. So, okay, struggle is real. So this episode will be coming out kind of beginning of July.
Yeah.
Right? So some of the stuff that we're struggling with right now as we record may not be a struggle then, but we're kind of guessing it probably will be.
Might be more of a struggle.
Yeah. So we'll just come back to one that seems to rear its ugly head every single time we talk about this, which is childcare or finding babysitters. So quick story. We have been trying to figure out what to do with our kids over the summer.
Yeah.
We have some camps, which is great.
You guys are on the ball with camps.
We learned last year to be on the ball with camps. So
I'm in the
was
learning stage.
Yeah. No, it takes a year or two. But we learned to be on the ball with camps. So we're on the ball with camps, but we still are like, okay, our situation is much different, right? I'm at home, working from home all the time. So even last summer, maybe sometimes I would take my kids to the office with me or something, there was a little bit more flexibility in that. I now work solely from home. So do you. And so finding things or people to be with our children for a while is
things or people
is kind of an interesting struggle. So we have been searching for a babysitter, but somebody that can be a little bit more long-term so that we can kind of hey, we'd love for you to kind of carry this through the fall. And it's been hard. It's been hard to find somebody who can do that, who can kind of go be a long-term solution. And it's also just hard to I was telling Lauren this, it's hard for me to welcome new people into our home who are going to be responsible for our children.
Yeah.
Who I don't really have a lot of background with.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm struggling with the whole childcare thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Lauren often hints that she would love to share someone with Mark and I.
Yes. Yes, she does.
Which is funny because it's quite the role reversal. So if you have listened to our podcast for a while, you'll know that John's family and my family, we go pretty way back.
Yeah.
And back when Evelyn was born, who she's now almost 5.
Yep.
It was like role reversal.
Yeah.
And I was pressuring them, like, you guys just need to let a babysitter come into your life and like let us help, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And now Lauren's doing it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I get it because it's like, I don't want to do that all over again.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's hard. Like, I do think we were even talking about the babysitter that used to have that would watch both of our kids at times. And like, even that, I was telling Lauren, like, even that for me was still difficult at first, even though we knew her through you, right?
Yeah. And we had been working with her for a while.
Right. Right. And so it's just, it's one of those mental hurdles to get over.
Yeah.
But,
and when you're in the entrepreneurship world, there's a little less pressure because you can be like, well, I'll just modify my schedule to accommodate the children.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas if you're working full time.
Right. It's a little more structured. Yeah. I think that makes it hard for us to like envision it this year too.
Yeah.
Because it's way less structured.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Struggle is real.
Struggle's real.
Childcare always.
It will probably just be on every single episode that we do.
It's going to be like the running joke.
Until our children are old enough to watch our children.
Yes. I never see that being feasible I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe it will.
In this season, it doesn't seem like a good idea to let the oldest run the show.
Yeah,
but, it's okay. It's all right.
Done.
That's all right.
All right. Well, hard left for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
For my first one.
Yep.
My struggle is dairy.
Dairy, which is so sad.
So sad.
It's so sad.
So the backstory is this.
Yeah.
Obviously, pandemic life, Mark and I really lost some food discipline. And so we were both kind of feeling it.
Which props for like just deciding to do something about it in the first place. Because we are not.
2.5 years. Let me just say this. You guys definitely eat better than us.
Oh, okay. Well,
generally speaking.
Okay.
So you have that going for us. Because when Mark and I go down, we go down hard. Like, we go down hard like Pop-Tarts and ramen noodles, Oreos every night kind of fast. So it can be bad.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And don't blame all of that on yourself. I mean, there was some nurturing there.
That
got
for sure.
You there. Yeah,
for sure. No shame in our food coping game, but it was also like, okay, now's the time to get this back in order. Because for both of us, in a way, it's kind of like our keystone habit. If you've ever heard of this concept that you have like one habit that then like if that one falls away, all your other good habits are quick behind it.
Yeah.
So for me, especially, eating well is an important one.
Yeah.
So anyway, we decided to do a Whole30, not because it's a good choice. Like, as far as getting what you need, Whole30 paleo, I don't think is a good like long-term lifestyle choice, but it helps us like kind of sugar detox and breaks.
It trims out some things and then sets you up for reintroduction on a healthy scale.
Right. And the sugar detox is really what Mark and I needed quite bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I started eating. At first I thought it was gluten.
Yeah.
And let me just say, all of you people who have to eat gluten-free, bless you. Because one is it is expensive, and two, it is very hard to eat out gluten-free.
Yeah.
But then I determined it's not gluten, it's actually dairy, which is something I've struggled with before, and then it went away, and now it's back. But I feel more salty about it this time because I really enjoy cheese and ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the big things.
Yeah.
And so,
that's tough.
It doesn't like
tough.
me.
Yeah. That's hard. I feel like there's definitely some lactose intolerance that runs in our family. And I've always been very in denial about it.
Yeah.
because I'm too far in with the cheese and ice cream.
With the cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So props.
Yeah. Well,
it's hard, but
yeah, not as hard as gluten-free.
Which is good, right?
Yeah. Well, because then black market bakers would really be off the table if I had to be gluten-free, which was really, honestly, you guys have heard this before, how much we love this place. That was what I was mourning the most when I was thinking I'm going to have to go gluten-free.
Yeah.
But I think Ben & Jerry's has dairy-free.
Yeah.
So I want to try it.
You're going to have to talk to Amber and see.
So true.
See what she does to.
It's going to be exciting to see if she texts us after we talk about her on our podcast.
Amber, leave us a message on our voicemail.
Yeah. So dairy free struggle is real.
So do you want to I feel like that's a good segue to other health challenges.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just in general, one thing that I am have always known about myself and am learning in more annoying depth because of this dairy thing. And I suddenly have rosacea, things like this, is that I hate health issues make me really anxious. And so it also boils over to my family. My son had a broken leg, the small one. Year and a half one.
A small broken leg.
Yeah, he had a small, large cast.
Yeah.
He
rocked it.
He rocked it. And we get to say this in past tense now because he literally got it off as we are recording this right now, couple hours ago.
Yeah.
And man, but that sucked because poor kid had to have sponge baths.
Yeah.
And we had to carry him a lot more places, and the cast weighed half his body weight.
It was so heavy.
I almost threw him through the roof when I picked him up after it was off. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's funny. Yeah.
You lost weight. So yeah, just ongoing family health issues, and then having to continue to be resilient through all of that and be okay, I'm going to be focused on this thing here, even though my brain is anxious about things over here. Has been a struggle.
Yeah. And I feel like so we are recording, we're catching up a little bit. It doesn't seem like it from our release schedule, but we're having to do some catch up because we didn't record for a while.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And part of that was we had family stuff, and then you guys had family stuff, and then it was kind of all of that. When do you do this? But yeah, it makes it hard to keep up the routines and things that you want to keep up.
Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about since the last time we really recorded. So the last time we actually recorded something together, even though the stuff is releasing spaced out, John's family had just gotten over COVID.
Yep.
And then we were supposed to record again, and then I got sick to my stomach. I started barfing.
Yeah.
So and then we had the broken leg.
Yeah.
You guys had some family deaths mixed in there.
Yeah.
And more sickness. You guys had some other thing.
Yeah.
That you guys went down with for a little while.
Yeah, there was just a cold that ripped through our house. So
yeah.
So it's been it's been an interesting spring for sure. But but health issues definitely. I think even more so for some reason, quote unquote post COVID, post COVID, I feel like health issues seem amplified for some reason.
Because you've been on such an alert for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that is hard.
And still as a parent with kids under 4, 5, that vaccination is not even in question, not even a possibility.
Yeah.
Some of that vigilance has not gone away.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So that's health issues.
Terrible.
Yeah. I think kind of it's interesting. Okay, so maybe we'll go down the mental health road a little bit too.
Okay, let's go.
Because I feel some of what we've been dealing with too is the mental health of our children.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. And I'm going to tie in school ending, summer coming.
Oh wow.
All of that into this little bucket here.
Okay.
Because I feel so by the time this comes out, school will be over. But our oldest is so ready to be done with school
right now, which they're still in school here in Maryland.
They're still in school
through the end of June.
Almost to the end of June.
Wild times.
Yeah. And so number one, longest school year he's ever had because of COVID. So kindergarten, first, second have all been somehow impacted by that. So like longest school year he's ever had. There's definitely just some like high level anxiety going on, and we're not 100% sure, why or what, but we've done some things thanks to our Mace friends to like try to battle that. So, like token jar type stuff.
Oh man, that could be the stuff we love.
Is going well. Yeah.
I want the tokens.
But yeah, it is like, I think it just helps us realize like, we're going to counseling, like why can't our kids go to counseling? Why can't they have somebody safe to talk to? But it's hard. Like it's hard when, they're still learning and growing so much that it's hard to sometimes feel ready for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely like we're facing some mental like challenges with our kids too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel it. There's like some rebellion.
Oh yeah.
That happens. But then also like just the anxiousness. We've definitely been down that road and made some good progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And done some of that. But it's also really just hard to find or finance mental health care.
Yeah.
Because it's really expensive and there's not that many providers out there and lots of people want help with that right now. So,
so true.
The struggle is real.
Yeah.
For that stuff too. Because
Yeah.
But the token system does help.
Yeah.
You can look it up.
So it's been great. Yeah. Token jars.
Helps them believe in themselves.
Plenty of people make them on Etsy. So.
Yeah. Poor kids. They just have control of so little. So I get it.
Right.
So earning tokens does make them feel like they
hands over some control.
Which is good.
It's been good.
So struggle. Yeah. And my own mental health, bring it back to myself. I realized I tapered off a lot of things that were good for my mental health all at one time. So that became a struggle.
Yeah.
Because I like dropped down to once a month counseling and then once a month coaching. And then you and I didn't podcast for a very long time.
For like 2 months.
And then it was like super rainy here for all of spring. And so I wasn't outside and like going for walks and things like that. And so I was feeling really sorry for myself in May. And for a little bit of June here. And I had that light bulb go off like, oh my gosh, I cut off a lot of things all at once. Yeah. And that probably wasn't a wise choice, but I've recognized it now. So,
which is good. That's half the
awareness
battle.
is always the first step.
Yeah. No, and I think that, it's just, again, like everything is heightened. It still feels like everything is heightened.
Yeah, for sure it is.
And so, having the recognition, my last counseling session was really good because I hadn't had one in like a month because of like scheduling conflicts. And it was kind of like where to start. And then I just like rambled for like a half hour. And
those are always the best.
And then he kept asking me questions about things we had talked about like months ago. And it was like, wow, there's just a lot. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, we needed to talk about all that. But yeah, I think, there's just a lot. There's just still a lot to process about a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, our collective world and in America, our collective nation is still going through a lot of things. Yeah. Not to mention all of like the personal layers that we bring into everything. Right. So, I mean, there's just a lot. Like the news cycle is relentless. Yes. COVID or not. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. So.
Struggle.
Go to counseling.
It's good for you. It is the stuff we love.
It is a high up on stuff we love. High up there on stuff.
I'd say stuff we love. Is that okay?
It is a stuff.
Use that poor grammar here.
Yeah, sure. It is a stuff we love. Well, let's jump to stuff we love.
Okay.
Because I think we hit everything. Oh, no. You had one more.
I did?
Yeah. Relearning how to have a social life.
Oh, yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
How to have a social life and expectations about social life. Yeah. Because there's like, oh, we can travel again. There's things to go to again. Childcare. I mean, I couldn't, speaking of the childcare struggle, I couldn't go to something the other night because like I wanted to, but we couldn't find anybody to watch our kids. Yeah. And so it just, I mean, it worked out. Yeah. Because then we all ate crabs
Oh yeah.
With you guys.
We all benefited from that.
Yeah. So you guys benefited from my
Thanks, Bonni.
from my sacrifice. But yeah. Like just that whole aspect again of like, oh, okay. Like once upon a time I knew how to do this and had this muscle built up. And knew how to balance like all these things. Cause the thing with social life is they pop up.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. And so
right.
You're like, oh, right. I have to learn how to bend my schedule around again.
Like the flexibility for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is another struggle.
So funny. Like just thinking about like how one of our youngest favorite things right now is to climb on tables, and just how like, man, how are we going to go to a restaurant or somebody's house for dinner with a baby who likes to climb on tables?
Strap her in.
But we gotta strap that baby in.
She might scream about it.
She's gonna scream, but we just gotta strap her in.
So screaming babies.
Anyways, Bonni has heard a lot of screaming today. Apparently, cast removal is
I don't recommend
traumatic experience.
Putting your toddler in a full leg cast. It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. It's fair to not want a toddler to be in a full leg cast.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Yikes.
Let's hit some stuff we love.
We love some things.
We love some things. So we're going to kick off with some entertainment first. So I fully understand that this show has been around for a while, but we've been looking for something, and Space Force has been very enjoyable. And it's just one of those things where it's like a half hour and you can watch one and you can feel fully satisfied with the humor that you've pulled from it, and you can go to bed. And it's great.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Mark and I have watched this one too.
Yeah. It's like the Office of Space.
Yeah, it's like got some great people in it because there's Steve Carell.
John Malkovich.
Is that the guy who plays John Ralphio? And no, who's the guy?
He's Dr. Mallory.
Oh yeah, John. Okay, who's the guy who plays John Ralphio from Parks and Rec? I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Okay. So yeah, no, it's great.
Everyone loves John Ralphio.
It is fairly like timely too, because I feel like it was basically like dreamt of and produced and put out like as the Space Force, like as the actual United States Space Force was created.
Which I have to admit, I didn't realize it was actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Because
So
Ben Schwartz, that's the guy's name.
Ben Schwartz. Okay.
He's the marketing guy.
Oh, he's the marketing guy.
The communications guy.
Yeah. Tony.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, so it's some good humor. It's really enjoyable. So
yeah, and season 2 is the best. It's great. Unfortunately, they didn't renew it for
the
a
last
third
season. Yeah.
So,
well, we're I think only like halfway through the first season, so we're pacing ourselves right now.
Yeah, there's an episode where Dr. Mallory really shines in season 2.
Nice.
So just look forward to that.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. He's a great character.
Yeah, and VR is involved, so that's what's even better about it. But anyway, Space Force. Look it up.
Yep.
Mine is less lighthearted.
Yeah. Yep.
I keep thinking about Stranger Things, Volume 4. They keep calling them volumes. I don't know why they don't just call them seasons. But anyway, they released it. Half the season is out right now. By the time that this airs, the other half of the season will be out, and hopefully I will have binged it by then. Because the way they left it in this like halfway part is such a cliffhanger. It's terrible. But it was really good, and I'm appreciating a lot of like the character arcs that they've built in over the seasons and everything. This is not a show I would have watched on my own. So I have a sister who, when she and her husband come and visit us, they pressure Mark and I into watching shows we would never watch.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yes, they did this to us with Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Too. And so they did this to us with Stranger Things.
So they have some high intensity tastes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're gluttons for punishment, these two. And Yeah, so they did it with Stranger Things. And the thing with Stranger Things that was ridiculous about them, this is before they had kids, and Caleb was just born. And so they were up here visiting after Caleb was born, and they were like, you have to watch the show. And like the first season, you had to straight binge because like every episode was kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And so they were up here with 2 tired new parents, and they were like, let's just watch one more.
Just one more.
Yeah.
Until 2 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah, basically. And then, Caleb would be up again.
Yeah.
Crying his little baby self head.
Yeah.
But it's so good. So I look forward to the rest of it coming out so that my brain can stop thinking about it.
Yeah. I did try to watch season 1 at one point. It was long after it had come out. But I do not have a wife who would enjoy it. And so
it's not her cup of tea.
No, it definitely dropped off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, but
I can imagine having a conversation with Lauren about Stranger Things if she tried to watch it though. And her trying to like rationalize some of what's happening there.
Yeah.
It would take some of the magic out of Stranger Things.
Yeah, probably.
We love you, Lauren.
Probably. Yeah.
Don't watch it.
It's okay. It's okay.
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 What else do we love?
All right. And now just some new hobbies. We have some new hobbies. Sort of new hobbies, but like some things that we're doing that we're really enjoying. So I would consider hobbies. So
go for it. You go first.
Okay. So we've started this spring, and the plan is to carry it as long through the summer as I can, doing some Saturday morning bike rides where it's me and the 3 kids. We have a bike trailer for my bike, and Elliot is old enough and strong enough to like keep up with his own bike. And yeah, it's been really great. I think the cool part about where we live is there's several decently long paved trails.
Yeah.
That are super easy for kids to navigate. And so like we've been doing the B&A trail. And so it goes from Baltimore to Annapolis. We've not obviously done
that would be a long time.
The whole thing. But like it goes through some really kind of cool areas, and like it's just a nice trail to like kind of take it easy and just do your own thing. Have noticed that if it's a nice day, it's super busy. And it's not like you're like running into people all the time, but it is just like you got to kind of keep your eye out. But then we also have gone on a semi-rainy day, and it was deserted. So
pros and cons to that.
Yeah. So, but I think it's been good for the kids. Like Elliot's really enjoyed it. He just has always loved riding his bike. And so I think that for him to like do a longer ride, that's not just like around our neighborhood. He loves it. Yeah. The girls are like finally kind of figuring out how to enjoy themselves, I think, in the trailer.
Yeah.
Which we were a little concerned about because like the first time I put Evelyn in the trailer when we first got it, she freaked.
She hated it. I remember this story.
She was scared that I was going to fall over. Like she could see me on these like 2 thin bike tires, and she's like, "You're gonna fall.
The physics don't add up."
Yeah, this doesn't work. And so now she's a little older, and she has like, I think part of it is like she has something to distract her, which is kind of like taking care of her sister.
Oh, that's cute.
And Amelia has like loved it from day one.
Yeah.
So
she's a little thrill seeker.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the one who likes to climb on the tables too.
Yes.
So seems like maybe she is.
She is. So I think we're good. We're on that now. So so it's been fun, and we're just gonna try to keep it going.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, I feel like I saw in one picture the girls had Panera in their lap, so that probably helped you.
Yes. Yeah. So we've been trying to associate food with it. You know, like
that's a good way to go.
So that there's like a little bit of a motivation.
Honestly, if I could be in the bike trailer, it would help me enjoy biking again, because we all know this about me, that I fall off my bike.
Yes.
I like it. Like I remember riding my bike as a teenager and enjoying it. But I don't know, I hit 20 and it was just like, you're going to fall off your bike again like a child.
So, I mean, Lauren is not a huge bike fan. I will say that. So, you know, like we've talked about, she has shown more interest because I think the kids are now, you know, interested.
Yeah.
But she's not a huge bike fan.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to like figure out what that means for her involvement.
Yeah. I think sleeping in like we did for that one day
That's her preferred mode.
Feels like a fair trade-off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but being pulled around in a bike trailer with Panera Bread in my lap,
Yeah.
I could get behind that if I could get away with it socially acceptably, which I can't.
I don't know. There might be an adult bike trailer out there. I'm not sure.
It's like the things that if you go to like inner city that you can like rent.
Like the rickshaw thing.
Yes. Yeah. Which feels like too much attention when I actually get around to doing it.
I do have a feeling if you were to hit one of these trails with one of those, you would get some judging eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you get some judging eyes in the city too.
Yeah.
I also have trauma associated with this. Oh gosh. Do you know the story that on our wedding day we were surprised with a horse-drawn carriage?
Yeah, I do know that story. Yeah.
Which is like an extravagant bike trailer with a living
with horses.
With horses. And I didn't expect it. I had no time to mentally prepare for it. I also don't like hooved animals.
There's like so many like big red X's across this whole thing.
So I remember I can't remember actually who came up to me and was like, I need to tell you, there's a horse-drawn carriage and you're going to walk out. And you don't know that there's a horse-drawn carriage and that it's going to be there when you walk out, but you should know. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
It's 95 degrees and I'm going to hop on a horse.
It's actually 103 inside of
I'm sorry.
A building. Yeah, our wedding day was also the hottest on record on May 28th in Texas. So it was a great day. Anyway, so that's another reason that I can't socially acceptably be drawn around in a bike trailer. Oh my gosh. Other things I love. Oh, we're talking about hobbies.
Hobbies, yes.
Sorry for that random.
That's okay.
Now you know a little bit more about me, though. So both entertainment and hobby, I started watching The Great Pottery Throwdown on HBO Max, which is a fantastic show.
Which I would really like to watch, but we do not have a HBO Max. So one day.
Mark says it's boring. So I guess it depends on who you are. Wow. But I love it. And I've been watching it. It reminded me I think I actually liked ceramics in college. And actually in this room right here that we're recording in, there are 3 things that I've thrown from college.
Nice.
And so I was telling Mark hey, I think John just looked around the room and he could only find one.
I found one.
By the way. They're behind you, the other 2.
Oh, okay, they're there.
I was like, I think I actually really enjoyed that. It'd be nice to try to do that again one day.
Yeah.
And so he got me a ceramics class for Mother's Day. And it started a couple weeks ago. I've gotten to 2. The first one, I got a little too into it. A little
overzealous.
I sanded off some of my skin.
Yep.
On the pottery wheel. Mm-hmm. And it got really gnarly. And Lauren was like, you need to do something about that. But it's better now.
Yeah. It did look gnarly. And it's in a very inconvenient place.
It is. I couldn't keep a Band-Aid on it because it's it's on the side of, what do you call this part of your hand?
I guess the side of your hand.
The side of your hand?
Yeah.
Opposite your thumb. You know, if you went to the other side of your hand other than your thumb, that part. Heel? No, this is your heel. I don't know what it's called in anatomy. Anyway.
I don't know. We'll look it up.
I got too into centering my clay. Used a little bit too much muscle. Got a little too familiar with the wheel head. Left some skin there. But my pots came out so good.
Nice.
And there was a ton of muscle memory that came back.
Okay.
And so I went in kind of thinking maybe I'll make nothing that's good and have to throw it all away. Or maybe I can make some good stuff. And so I looked for inspiration and everything on Pinterest, and I feel like maybe I can make some things.
Nice.
That I pinned on Pinterest.
That's cool.
So I'm excited about it.
I just tried to look up names for parts of the hand, and there doesn't seem to be a specific name for that part of the hand.
Okay.
Everything just points at the palm, and they're like,
anonymous.
Your hand stops at the palm.
Your anonymous hand part.
Yeah. The side of your hand. Yeah, whatever that part's called.
Yikes. It's so neglected. Now I feel bad that I shaved the skin off of it.
But that's cool that you have some ideas and some inspiration.
Yeah, and the teacher is really great. So if you're in Maryland, it's in the top of this little store in Catonsville called It's Neighbor Made. That's the name of the store.
Nice.
And there's she has a little pottery clay studio upstairs.
Nice.
Called Clay Coven So I think if you Google either of those things,
Okay.
you can find a class that she does. And I'm enjoying it. They have
Yeah.
so I'm doing an 8-week class.
Okay.
So I'm doing a lot of things. But
Yeah.
they do she does have like a 1-day
Okay.
learn how to throw on the wheel thing. I'm not sure how much you come away with from that because I'm not, I guess you do some. I guess she'll fire for you
Whatever.
at some point.
Yeah.
Wow, my foot just popped. You guys all maybe heard that.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. But yeah, so I totally recommend it.
Nice.
If you are into that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Not as my husband probably, he would hate it.
If he can't watch it on TV, can he do it in person?
I mean, in college, I tried to give him an opportunity to try it because, we could like just go in the play studio whenever we wanted.
Yeah.
And I needed to catch up on some stuff. And he came with me one time and he literally walked in this studio and he kind of like picked his hands up towards his shoulders.
He doesn't like dirty hands.
Yeah. He's like, because every surface in a college ceramics room is covered in dust, which is not good for your lungs, I've learned.
Yeah.
And so he like picked his hands up and he was like, where am I supposed to study my maths? And this.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, do you want to try it? It's so fun. Like there's an extra lump of clay here. Like you can totally try it. And he's like, I am not touching that.
This wasn't a ghost moment.
No. No, I will never get that. So I luckily don't have it tucked away as a fantasy. He would never fulfill that.
Yeah. He does not like to get his hand
oh my gosh.
hands dirty.
No, it was I still married him after, but it was definitely a moment.
He has many redeemable qualities.
Yeah. In our relationship that I was like, what do you mean you don't even want to try? Like you don't even want to poke this clay with the tip of your finger. He was like, no, definitely not.
No. Oh man.
Oh gosh. Okay, is that all the things we love? Do we love more things?
No, that's can I share with you my one that I thought of at the very
Yes, you have to nerd.
Okay, total nerd moment. So we were talking about how like I could play something back live like while we're recording. They came out with a new one of these.
Oh, okay.
There's a new Rode podcaster
Class A servo bias preamps. AFX on board.
Yeah. So there's a new Rode. Is it podcast? I can't even remember what they call this thing. Anyways, there's a new one of these.
Mixeroo.
Yeah, and it's really cool. However, I just bought this like 6 months ago, so I'm not going to be that person.
What makes it cooler than this one?
So it's
AFX onboard Mixeroo.
So they actually upgraded all of the preamps. So all right, super nerdy moment. So preamps are like
dive in.
There's preamps on the mic inputs and on the headphone outputs, and they're all better. So like you get better, cleaner sound. Like it's supposed to be one of the cleanest sounding recorders like ever made. Ever.
In the whole world.
In the whole entire world. But it's also like there's much more like detail you can do. Like you can switch around the channels however you want. Like they're not tied to one specific input or anything like that. It's
you would have solved my headphone problem earlier.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's wild. Like it's pretty cool. For a person like me, it makes me happy. But I will also not buy it yet because I haven't new one.
Responsible adulthood.
Yeah. Like I don't need it.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't need it.
If someone really loves John, you can buy him the new Rode preamp Mixeroo.
Definitely not called that. But I always get confused because they have like a lot of their names are very similar to each other.
Yeah. Which when you're doing things that are very similar.
Yeah. So anyways, but I love it. It's fantastic. One day.
Yeah.
One day. I'll need it maybe. I don't know.
Guys, if we start monetizing this podcast, it's to fund the Mixeroo.
And maybe for Bonni to have matching mics. That's the only other thing in my brain that I always think about. Like, should we have matching mics? Would that sound better? I don't know. But
probably. But I can't tell.
You actually have the nice mic.
I have the nice one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That mic is the most expensive mic I've ever owned.
Oh, gosh. Now I'm afraid.
You don't have to be afraid of it. You don't ever need to touch it. You just point it at your face.
I can't just point it at your face. I can't tell the difference Like when I can tell the difference. If somebody records a podcast and they have a guest on that's like clearly on, some of these like earphone things,
right.
Then I can tell.
Yeah.
A certain caliber of microphone and recording device, I can't tell.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can nerd out with my brother who, after our first episode, he's like, yeah, so I noticed that if you change this, and he like rambled off all these things that you could do in post to make it sound better. And I said, yeah, you have to write that down. And I'll just send it to John. And then he never did. So we haven't changed any with Travis. But
there's a couple things I do. But actually, like most of the stuff I get out of this is great. So I don't even touch it. All right. So we're at 41 minutes, and I'm now just rambling about nerdy tech stuff. So.
We have to let I nerd out often on this podcast, so you too.
Well, thank you.
This is your space to nerd out.
I appreciate that
as well.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. But.
And now this is the official ad for Rode Mixeroo.
Which, by the way, Rode, if you ever want to call something the Mixeroo, you're welcome. You're welcome for the idea.
Yeah. But I'll take royalties. Thank you.
Yeah. So, anyways. That was fun. I think we talked for 40 minutes because we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, that's probably true. And it's our 10th episode, so
10th episode.
Longer.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging with us for 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and it's going to be fantastic. And we've got another interview lined up.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. Different number. And we're excited for that. So it's going to be good.
Yeah. Don't forget to send us your struggle and your stuff you're loving right now.
Yeah.
Via our Anchor FM page.
Yeah.
And you can find us on the internet.
We're on the internet, all over the place, all over that internet.
At EntrepreNINES, if you want to follow us on the socials. And all of our appropriate socials are in the show notes.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Well, Bonni, happy 10th.
Yay. Air 5.
That's great. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.